Clearing fractions is what we're going to be doing, and hopefully you guys remember how to cross cancel. Now, remember when you're cross canceling, this is 12 over 1, not just 12, but 12 over 1. So I look at what's in the denominator. I have 3. 3 goes into 12 4 times, and then I would multiply straight across, which is 8 over 1, which is the same thing as 8. So the whole purpose of what we're doing now is trying to get rid of fractions. So we're going to find the least common denominator. So what is the smallest number that the denominators go into? Then we're going to distribute the LCD on both sides of the equal sign and solve. Okay, so first things first, find the least common denominator. So I have 3, I have 2, and I have 6. So these are all the multiples. So the multiples of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, blah, 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 forever and ever. Okay? Then 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, blah, 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 forever. Then we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So I want the smallest number that they have in common. Now, if I look at it, oh, they have 30 in common, right? But is that the smallest number that they have in common? It is not the smallest number that they have in common. The smallest. So I have, this one has 2. Do the other two have 2? No. But look at this. We have a 6, we have a 6, and we have the 6. So the least common denominator for this is 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6 and I'm going to multiply it on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, I'm going to multiply here, and I'm going to take 6, and I'm going to multiply it by 2/3, x, minus, and I'm going to take 6, and I'm going to multiply it by 1/2. Then on the other side, I'm going to take 5/6, and I'm going to multiply it by 6. Remember, this is 6 over 1. I do cross canceling. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so I multiply 2 times 2 is 4. 2 goes into 6 3 times, so that gets me minus 3 equals 6 goes into itself 1 time, so I'm left with 5. So then you just solve your equation. So I add 3 to both sides, I get 4x equals 8. I divide by 4 on both sides, and I get x equals 2. So once you get rid of the fraction, it's so much easier to do the problem. Okay, so here we go. The only denominator we have this time around is a 2. So we don't have to go and find the least common denominator because it's already given to us. So we're going to multiply by 2. So when I multiply 2 times x over 2 minus 2 times 9 equals negative 5 times 2. These 2's cancel, and I get x minus 18 equals negative 10. And then I solve. So I add 18 to both sides of the equal sign, and I get x equals 8. Then, next one. Over here, I have a 4, I have a 2, and I have a 2. So what's the smallest number that these go into? So if I was going to find my LCD for 2 and for 4, 2, 4, oh, look at that. 4 is the least common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this side of the equal sign by 4 and this side of the equal sign by 4. So I'm going to bring it down here, 4, and I'm going to multiply it by 3 over 4x, plus multiply by 4 times 1/2, and negative 5 over 2 by 4. When I do that, these 4's cancel out, so I'm left with 3x. Half of 4 is 2. 2 goes into 4 twice, so negative 5 times 2 will get me negative 10. So I subtract 2 on both sides of the equal sign. I get x equals negative 12. I divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals -4. Okay. So this next one, I have 3 and I have 2. So if I look at my multiples of 2, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. If I look at 3, I have 3, 6. Oh, look at that. They both have 6's. So I'm going to multiply, actually I'm going to change colors. I'm going to multiply this side of the equal sign by 6 and this side by 6. So I take 6 and I multiply it by 2/3. I take 6 and I multiply it by x. 3/2 and I multiply it by 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so that gets me 4 plus 6x equals 2 goes into 6 3 times, so I get 9. I subtract 4 from both sides and I get 6x equals 5. Divide both sides by 6 and get x equals 5/6. Okay. So then I have this one. I have 5 and I have 10. 5, 10. Oh, look at that. Tens. So I'm going to multiply everything, this side of the equal sign by 10, this side of the equal sign by 10. I take 10 and I multiply it by 3/10, x minus 2. I multiply 10 by 1/10 equals 2/5 times 10. These cancel out and I'm left with 3 parentheses x minus 2. These cancel out, I'm left with 1. This cancels and I'm left with 4. So I multiply the 3 through and I get 3x minus 6 plus 1 equals 4. 3x minus 5 equals 4. I add 5 to both sides of the equal sign. I get 3x equals 9. Divide by 3 and get x equals 3. Okay, so next one, I'm going to do blue. Okay, for this next one, I have 4, I have 5, and I have 10. So 4, 5, 10. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Ooh, I think this is it. 10, 15, 20. Oh, those two. Oh, look at that. It's 20. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equal sign by 20. 20 times 1/4 x. That was a horrible 1/4. Plus 20 times 3/5 equals 1/10 times 20. 4 goes into 20 5 times, so I get 5x. 5 goes into 20 4 times, so 4 times 3 gets 12. 10 goes into 20 2 times, so I get 2. So I subtract 12 from both sides. I get 5x equals -10. I divide by 5 on both sides and get x equals -2. Next. Ooh, they both have 6 on the denominator. I don't even have to think about it. I just multiply both sides by 6. So 6 times x gets me 6x. 6 times 19 over 6 equals 32 over 6 times 6. So I get 6x plus these 6's cancel, and I get 19. These 6's cancel, and I get 32. I subtract 19 on both sides of the equal sign, and I get 6x equals, that's a 3, that's a 13. Divide by 6 and get x equals 13 over 6. Okay. So this next one. I'm going to multiply both sides by 4 because there's only one fraction. So if I take 4 and I actually I'm not even going to do that because right here 1, 1. So I'm left with 1 times 8x plus 24. This one, 4 times 4 gets me 16 and 3x plus 9. Now, this is just 8x plus 24. Then 16 times 3 is going to get me 48x plus 16 times 9. Remember we do this. Gets 144. I'm going to subtract 8x to the other side because I want my variables or the coefficient to be positive. So that's 40x plus 144. I'm going to subtract 144 to the others. Oopsie daisy, I did not mean to do that. Subtract 144. And when I subtract 144, I get negative 120 equals 40x. I divide by 40 on both sides. The zeros cancel. I get negative 3 is equal to x. Okay, so next one. I have 2, I have 4, and I have 5. Now, guys, this is how I look at it. I just multiply these two together, and that's 20. Does 2 go into 20? It sure does. But that's how I do it. But you can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. You can do 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And then you could do 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, they all have it. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equal sign by 20. So 20 times 1/5 x minus 20 times 1/4 equals 20 times 1/2 x plus 20 times 2. 5 goes into 20 4 times, so I get 4x. 4 goes into 20 5 times, so I get minus 5. 2 goes into 20 10 times, so I get 10x plus 40. And then I just solve it. So to subtract the 4x from both sides of the equal sign, I get negative 5. I'm going to move it up. Equals 6x plus 40. Subtract 40 from both sides. Get negative 45 equals 6x. Divide by 6 on both sides of the equal sign. 45 divided by 6 is going to come out to a fraction, but I can simplify it to negative 15 over 2 is equal to x. Because 3 goes into 45 15 times, 3 goes into 6 2 times. Okay, so then we have this one. Okay, common denominator is 9, so I'm going to multiply both sides of the equal sign by 9. So 6y over 9 times 9 plus 9 times 3 over 9 equals 1 times 9. These 9's cancel, I get 6y. These 9's cancel, I get 3, and then equals 9. I subtract 3 from both sides of the equal sign and get 6y equals 6. Divide by 6 on both sides and get y equals 1. Okay. So again, these two denominators are different, and 4 doesn't go into 5. So I'm just going to multiply the two of them together, 4 times 5. So I'm going to get 20 multiplied by this whole side, and I'm going to get, oops, I'm not even going to write it there, 20, and I'm going to multiply it by this side. So I take 20 and I multiply it by 2/5. I take 20 and I multiply it by 4. I take 20 and I multiply it by 1/4. So 5 goes into 20 4 times, so that'll give me 8 parentheses 6x plus 20 minus 80 equals 4 goes into 25 times, so 5 parentheses x plus 20. Okay, so then I multiply. When I multiply here, I get 48x. Multiply here, I get 160, sorry about that. Minus 80, I multiply here and I get 40x. Multiply here, I get 100. I need to combine like terms, so I get 48x plus 80 equals 40x plus 100. Subtract the 40x from both sides. When I do that, I get 8x plus 80 equals 100. I subtract 80 from both sides, and I get 8x equals 20, divide by 8. And simplify because 8 doesn't go into 20 evenly, but 4 goes into both of those, so 5/2. So the next one, change my color. So the next one, the only denominator we have is 3, so I'm going to multiply by 3 on both sides. So 3 times 2x over 3 plus 3 times 5 equals 12 times 3. 3 cancels out, so I get 2x plus 15 equals 36. I subtract 15 from both sides of the equal sign. I get 2x equals 21. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals 21/2. Okay, and here, common denominator is 2, so I'm going to multiply everything by 2. 2 times x over 2 plus 2 times 8/2 plus 6. These cancel, so I've got x. This cancels, and I've got 8. Oops, this was supposed to be an equal sign. Sorry about that. So that's 6. I subtract 8 from both sides, and I've got x equals -2. And there you have it.